So there was an Injustice 3 leak and there was a Mortal Kombat 12 leak that came out, and it was through this big. It was the middle of the whole huge Nvidia. Like, it was a clusterfuck of a leak. It was so huge. Like, it leaked so many games. There were so many and the biggest news that came out of that was that some PlayStation games were found to have some sort of like PC coding in like the Steam database or something like that. Like, we'll read about it a little bit more, but that was the biggest news. But in the middle of that news, in the middle of that leak, what they also found. Mainly people don't really give a shit about Injustice, so that's why I didn't break the news as big as it did, but I'm just being mean. Injustice 3 and Mortal Kombat 12 and Mortal Kombat Next Gen were included in this leak. But there's a huge but. You have to really put a caveat on this. The caveat is big enough to a point where you would probably have to say, yeah, let's not get hyped for this thing because it's probably fake. It was this whole huge leak that was posted here on Gaming Leaks and Rumors, and this is where this is where they broke the news. So they're gonna summarize it, we're gonna read it, and we'll go over it and all that kind of stuff. So, okay. Unlocking GeForce Now reveals God of War 2018 and for PC, Steam, and more. Unlocking GeForce Now gives you access to Nvidia's internal database that a lot of work from home developers use for testing, which contains tons of unreleased games like God of War, Returnal, and Demon's Souls for PC. No mention of PS4, Spider-Man, or Bloodborne for PC. That should probably be an indicator that it is fake. But anyways, I mean that it's real. But some of it is real. Some of it is real. GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas Remastered, some unannounced GeForce Now games like Mafia Definitive Edition, even the new Uncharted collection for PC, and all these kind of games and all that kind of stuff. Some announced, blah, 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 blah. But so it's basically just saying, hey, we went into the GeForce Now files and we found a bunch of games. There was a bunch of games that were listed, and some of them have Steam database files, has some sort of Steam database existence and all that kind of stuff. However, not every single game had a Steam database backup to it. There was no source of Steam database. And those, and we'll read about it, those are basically placeholder games. They're basically like fake games. There were games that were put in there as placeholders for like future games that will show up on the Nvidia or GeForce Now, whatever the fuck. It'll like basically future games that will show up on there. Here's a placeholder title. We'll just throw in random rumored games that we've been seeing online and all that kind of stuff. When you come over here, this is basically what it is. This basically sums it up right here. This is a list of GeForce games that do not have a Steam app ID specified. The data is completely unrelated to Steam and came from GeForce.com. And again, these games are just placeholder, quote unquote, fake games, placeholder games that whoever random person put into the files. So if you go into here, you'll actually find that Injustice 3 is on here. Injustice 3 Gods Will Fall. Injustice 3 Gods Will Fall. These are fake games. These are fake games. These are placeholders. They do not mean that that's what they found. They didn't say like, oh, we found an Injustice file in here, let's list it on here. No, this is literally like, hey, here are multiple game files that probably should be on the Nvidia or the GeForce program, and let's just add in random placeholder games. And when you look at the post that actually broke this news, it was actually flagged as misleading, or tagged on Reddit, tagged as misleading, because the news broke out, flagged misleading, not false, because Nvidia confirmed it's real, but also has placeholders. So there are some games, now, let me be clear, there are some games on here that actually do have a source that they could be real. Like I think God of War, and I think the Uncharted games, and some other games like that are PlayStation exclusive, seem to have found some sort of like the Nvidia leaks seem to have found that it is possible that these games might come to PC. Again, it's very likely, but those are the games that have a Steam database file, have some Steam database background. These games that they listed, and you can go over it. I'll link it down below. These games that we see right here that are listed on this list are all the games that do not have a Steam database background. All right? Yeah, bring the copium, guys. Bring the fucking copium for those Injustice fans. And you guys are probably Injustice fans, so I'm being mean to you guys, but still, like, you know, like, bring the fucking copium. And Nvidia came out, I think it was right here. What was it? Again, Nvidia themselves, the place where they leaked, has said that some of them are described as speculative. They're just like speculated games. Like, we don't know if these games are coming out. We're just speculating that these games are coming out. We'll put that speculative game in our database and all that kind of stuff. And when you go to this, and this is the article that released the statement. They actually list Injustice 3 as one of the examples of a placeholder game, like a speculative game, like a game we don't know is coming out. We just put it in there just in case it does come out. So like, even Nvidia themselves, or like the article themselves, lists Injustice as the fake game. Injustice Gods Will Fall. Oh, by the way, MK12 was also mentioned to this. It's almost as fake as the Injustice 3 one. So right here, it was basically another guy who leaked this, another guy who had sources about the same leak and all that kind of stuff. He just said that, hey, here are the games that were private message to me. See, here are the games that some people told me are happening. Let me just put them in here. Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Next Gen and Mortal Kombat 12 are on there. So basically, it's an unconfirmed, somebody told me these games are happening. Let me put it on a Reddit post. It's basically that. That's basically what it is. We don't know if we don't like it. It makes it super unlikely that this and Injustice 3 Gods Will Fall, the title alone, made me automatically think, no, there's got to be some sort of catch to this. There's got to be some sort of catch to this. There's no way they're putting out Injustice 3 and Mortal Kombat quote unquote next gen. That's just straight up not realistic. And it's not because like it's not coming from a point of like pessimism. It's coming from a point of NetherRealm. Like NetherRealm has always been saying like, hey, we would love to do like different games at the same time. We would love to do a Shaolin Monks remaster. We would love to do like a spin-off game, but we're a small studio. We can only do one game at a time, and we're always so focused on our fighting games, so we really can't do it. Do you really think if they can't do like a spin-off game like in a Shaolin Monks, do you really think they're gonna have a whole ass Mortal Kombat Next Gen, which seems like it's like a Mortal Kombat 9 remaster, a whole ass Mortal Kombat game, Mortal Kombat 12, and Injustice 3? Do you really think a studio with 100 developers are going to be able to do that? No, they're not doing that. They're not doing that. That is just so totally unlikely. So again, at the end of the day, I know I keep repeating this. At the end of the day, Injustice 3 did not leak. I mean, it technically did leak, but there is no weight to that leak. It was a speculation game. It was a placeholder game that they randomly put in there just in case they needed a game to fill up the slot, or just in case they thought that game was going to come out. So they would put that game into their program. And MK12 is, and this MK12 leak and this MK Next Gen leak is just as good as I was told this. Let me put it on Reddit. It's basically as good as that. So there we go. I think we need to put the seal on this leak for right now, and we're gonna have to wait more on what NetherRealm's next game is going to be.